Shalom Aleichem, blessed souls from rainy but not painy Crown Heights, Irie Heights, Crown Heights. This is Don Zusi Goodman, Don Matalk with Irie Heights, Crown Heights, and live again, David S. David S. Erev Tov, how are you feeling?
Baruch Hashem, thank you. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. Okay, so we're back, blessed souls, into the Akdama, the preface to the seminal work by the Mittler Rebbe, Shar Yuchot, the Gateway of Unification. I think this is part 7. And David S., the Mittler Rebbe goes on in the preface to talk about this idea, the particularities of the order of the creation. Nor Seder Shtalshus are cause and effect from the first Tzimtzum until the end of this physical world. So what's the connection between this physical world and the first contraction and all the pratim of Seder Shtalshus, of cause and effect?
Well, first of all, this physical world is the tachlit, what we call the tachlit hakavana, is the purpose. Meaning that we have many religions focused on the spirit, only the spiritual aspect, or the migration of the souls, or the fact that what really matters is heaven and hell, and etc., etc. In Judaism, it is happening really in this physical world. This is where it's happening. This is where we have to make it happen. And this is where God wants to be revealed fully and completely in this physical world, without being a contradiction of the existence of materiality and physicality. Because many times people think there's a contradiction between the existence of God and the existence of physicality. It's absolutely wrong. Now, what we call the first contraction is basically that there's to put it in very simple terms, there's a full revelation of godliness and energy, godly energy. And that godly energy at this point is completely unlimited and completely infinite and undefined. What the first contraction does, and that's really saying it again in a very simple way, it contracts that an infinite aspect, an undefined aspect, into a finite aspect and a very defined aspect, meaning that we're going to have a specific creation with specific beings and very specific particulars of that creation. Now, in order to understand how does it work, you have to go what we call the Seder Shtalshus, the chain of order of the process, which is telling you how the spiritual itself is a creation, because God is not a spiritual being, it's way beyond that, and how the spiritual came into being, as we call it, an emanation, and eventually that will come down to be a creation. But why do we need to know all those details? What's the details of a spiritual process? And this is where it could be misleading. People think sometimes that the spiritual process led to physical revelation, to material revelation. Not at all. Only God himself can create out of nothing something.
True.
The spiritual process is very important for us to understand that that's how God did it. And to relate to the spiritual process within ourselves, meaning not just to relate to our body but to our souls, and eventually understanding that the soul itself has a limited aspect, and tap into the unlimited aspect of the soul, which is the godliness itself.
Now, the next part, the Mittler Rebbe talks about that his intention was favorable for the good of every person, as he says here, Dorish Elokim be'emet, who's seeking out the Almighty in truth. But what would be the intention of the Mittler Rebbe to say this is for every person who's seeking out God in truth, but the name of the Most High, connected with the attribute of judgment and contraction and hiding, should be the conduit, the vessel, the kli for seeking out the truth? I mean, why didn't the Mittler Rebbe write Dorish to seek out the Yud-K Vav-K, or the essence and the being of the Almighty? Why this name? What do you think, David?
Because we cannot relate to Yud-K Vav-K, we cannot relate to the essence of God and what, Yud-K Vav-K, what's beyond and the essence of God from the get-go. We fast just on Yom Kippur, they don't even know why, because this tremendous aspect of the essence of God is revealing itself within their souls.
Mm-hmm.
But if we want to build an intellectual understanding and reveal the true godliness into the world as an obvious reality, an obvious intellectual emotional reality that cannot be contradicted, there has to first to go to the level of king, meaning, so to speak, as the creator aspect of God. God is beyond just being a creator. But we have to relate first to this name, and when we tap into and understand the details that's coming out of this name, and how this name is enlightening this world constantly through different energies, then that enables us to understand what's beyond this name, the name like you see in basket. Just like a kid, you at first not going to teach him, calculus.
Right.
You're going to teach him simple math.
Right.
Simple adding.
Right.
He first gets to relate to what he can relate. But when you teach him simple adding or subtracting, you give him the ability to work his mind to go eventually to trigonometry, geometry, calculus, etc.
Right. Unfortunately, we have to come to a close at this portion, David. So I want to wish everyone out there, wherever you are in the world, whether you be of Israel or the blessed B'nai Noach, Sababa, rejoice. Ahava Echad, one love, Gorel Echad, one destiny, Babor Echad, in one creator, B'darchinim, Darchei Shalom, in a pleasant and peaceful way. David, sign off.
Amen.
All right. The Hamshik to be continued.